Hi, my name is JC. If you have read my story, kind of knew who I was working for money. Professional fishing, as long as the commission is in place. There is nothing in this world that in my dictionary the word national treasure has never been used. That's the code name used to exchange I have money. A top team, David the Hercules, Simon the tech guy, and Bonnie the beautiful woman with long legs. Cooperate tacitly and never miss. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the craziest thing in my life. The most losing business. Everything starts with the four beasts in the Yuan Minjuan who are living outside. The Anglo-French allied forces burned the Yuanhe garden. The heads of the 12 Zodiac animals will be different from a scar in people's hearts. But in our industry, that's not a scar, that's a business opportunity. There was a mystery buyer who offered a sky-high price at that time. I can't say the exact number, but enough to keep me lying down for the rest of my life. Counting the money asked me to take the remaining 3, dragon head, snake head, from a heavily guarded French castle. I was kind of crazy at the time, leading a team disguised as a field expedition, infiltrated the castle. Honestly, that place is as beautiful as a work of art, but in my eyes, it's all over the yard. Infrared probes and pressure sensors. The owner of the castle is a nobleman who takes these beast heads as trophies, displayed in a private museum underground. The glass cover is bulletproof, and the power grid is connected under the display case. There are also 3 combination locks on the wall. But none of that matters to me. The real good show began late that night. I put on that pulley suit like skates. It's one of my favorite pieces of equipment. Hands and knees are full of wheels, and the whole person can slide against the ground. Leap down the hillside behind the castle. It's like a bird clinging to the grass. The wind howls in my ears. I have to control the speed with the precision of a computer. Walking through the woods. Finally, he picked up the chassis of a passing truck at the right moment. In that moment, I was part of the car, quietly sneaked into the core area of the castle. When I sneaked into the museum, my palms are sweaty now. To avoid a room full of laser red wires, I had to wear that pulley suit, make various difficult lower back movements against the joints. The body is almost folded in half, face to the floor, through the red thread as dense as a spider web. Raise it a centimeter and the alarm will ring through the sky. At that moment, I didn't feel like a thief, rather like an acrobat dancing on the tip of a knife. Sweat dripped into his eyes, he didn't dare to blink, and his breathing was pressed. Those few minutes were more tiring than any marathon I had ever run. Finally climbed to the showcase, Simon hacked into the system outside, helped me unlock 3 combination locks. I was about to reach for the dragon head. Bonnie suddenly shouted in the earphone, "JC has patrol!" I immediately withdrew my hand and lay down against the shadow of the security guard. Walked through the glass window with guns. The beam of the flashlight swept across the display case, 10 centimeters away from my. I can hear my own heartbeat. Dong dong dong. For fear of being heard by them, I won't dare to breathe until they're far away. The beast head is finally in hand, but the job is beautifully done. Can't escape a melee. We just put 3 animal heads in our bag. Turning around to retreat, he was surrounded by reinforcements of security. Well, the elegant theft game is over, and the street fighting begins. David, the big guy, raised 2 guards and slammed them into the wall. Like throwing sandbags, an unlucky guy was grabbed by his ankle and swung directly as a meteor hammer, knocked down a bunch of people. The former kickboxing champion. Those long legs are the murder weapon. A strong man rushed up and wanted to hug her waist, but she dodged sideways. Then a heavy high side kick. The toe of the shoe directly kissed the other person's chin. The guy turned half a circle and fell to the ground on the spot, and the movement was so clean that people wanted to applaud. As for me, the old rules, just pick up anything. A spear in a nobleman's armor? Use it as a pole vault tool and support it over a table. Homeopathic kick the opposite guard. Decorative paintings on the wall? Take it off and block a few fists, and then buckle the frame to the face. I was chased to the kitchen by a group of people, which was even more interesting. Block the knife, the fork can be used as a hidden weapon, and finally unscrew the fire hydrant. The high-pressure water column overturned the pursuers in the corridor, dumping in the water one by one. This is how I play. I will never go head-to-head with you, but I can always toss you out. After breaking out of the castle, we ran wildly in the woods. The headlights of the chasing soldiers behind. David runs ahead with his bag. Bonnie covers the flanks. I break back. The moment we jumped into the car, we looked at each other. They all laughed. The order was done, but the trouble was far from over. The beast head is in hand, but in order to save the naive archaeologist, Coco, a stunned young girl, they insisted on following us to recover the national treasure we exposed. Also caught in a bigger vortex, the mystery buyer turned out to be the leader of a pirate gang. He's at sea waiting for us to deliver, actually trying to get black. That naval battle was the most primitive battle I have ever experienced. A dozen speedboats came from all directions. Pirates with machetes and harpoons crawling towards our ship. My high-tech teammate Simon, in order to protect his wife and children, he was so frightened that his legs were weak, but he screaming my name tightly. I had no choice but to stand by the ship's side. Come pick one, come two, and fight a pair. A bald pirate with a full back tattoo climbs up. If you shout that you don't understand, you will chop with a knife. I dodged sideways and picked up an iron pipe on the deck. Hold his knife. He kicked me in the stomach and I took 2 steps back but didn't let go. I grabbed his collar while he was rushing forward. Homeopathic one over the shoulder fall by the shaking of the hull threw him right off the side of the boat into the ocean on the other side. A big splash. At that moment, there were no tricks, it was all survival instinct. Let my legs go soft for the final air battle. The pirate boss was not reconciled and chased after him in a helicopter. Snatched a hot air balloon with a dragon's head in the sky. To stop the bastard, I hung on a rope ladder under the hot air balloon. As the balloon gets higher and higher, the wind gets stronger and the rope ladder crumbles. Looking down, the city at your feet has become a miniature landscape. The house on the ground is like a matchbox, and the little river is like a silver thread. That bastard cut the rope with a knife on it, and 1 broke. 2 are broken. I'm hanging from the rope ladder, swinging like a pendulum hundreds of meters in the air. Every shake brings me 1 step closer to death. My hand has started to go numb. I can't hold it anymore. Just as the last rope is about to break. And instead of climbing up, I gave it a push. I jumped out and went straight to the edge of the balloon basket. For a moment, time seemed to freeze. I opened my arms like an eagle on its prey. The finger touched the edge of the basket, but it was too slippery to hold. My body was falling. I was trying my best to grab, and finally I caught a rope. The weight of the whole person is hanging on that rope. The muscles in my arms are tearing, but I won't let go. After that jump, many people asked me if I was afraid. To be honest, but for those few seconds in the air, I wasn't thinking about life. I looked at the dragon head in my arms. What Coco said suddenly flashed through my mind. It's not just a bronze statue, it's the way home. At that moment, I realized that in the past, I could fight for money. You can jump, you can die, but this time, I'm fighting for something else. I gritted my teeth and climbed up inch by inch. Fingers are frayed and blood is running down the rope, but I don't feel it. Finally, I flipped into the gondola and kicked the bastard away. Hugged the dragon head. Finally, I put the dragon head and the animal head I found earlier. Handed back to the motherland. Many people say I am stupid. I don't want hundreds of millions of commissions. And I don't they don't understand. When you take the humiliation of more than 100 years ago, little by little from a foreign castle, from the hands of pirates, snatch it back from midair and wipe the dust off it with your own hands. When you put it back where it should be, that feeling it's more grounded than a couple zeros in your account. I'm still a money person, but since then, it was the beginning of my life.